Some last minute, right before bed, clutch Microsoft info. Unfortunately, it's not some good stuff. What's up, everyone? It's Q from RetroQ Gaming, and Microsoft have just announced that Crackdown 3 is going to be delayed until spring of 2018. Now, usually, I wouldn't just talk about a delay of a game because it happens all the time, and for the most part, it's business as usual, with one or two exceptions. However, this is actually one of those times. So, what do I mean by that? Well, Microsoft, since they have now delayed Crackdown 3 till from November 7th, when it was originally going to launch side by side on day one of the Xbox One X, is now delayed until spring of 2018. They have officially said that it needs a bit more time, to be the best game it can and all. And it, trust me, it needs all the time it can get. That game looks awful. Now, I'm not going to shit on Xbox One exclusives, or I'm not going to shit on Xbox games in general, but to be honest, with the cancellation at the time, when I spoke about it first, at the time when with the cancellation of Scalebound, I thought it was earlier on in the year and E3 hadn't happened. I was still under the belief that Microsoft could still have a good year. Then E3 happened. Microsoft will not have a good year. And now with this, Microsoft have literally one game semi worth playing this year. And I say semi for several reasons. One, it only helps if you're into that game or if you're into that genre of game. That game, of course, is Forza. And two, the game can also be played on PC better in every way, shape, and form on PC. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole PC versus Xbox thing here, but let me give you an example. When they showed off everything they showed at E3, there was a lot of stuff coming out next year, a couple of things coming out this year, but overall, when you look at the reception to Microsoft's E3 this year, it was very, very sparse. And it was lukewarm at best. And that is not a good thing for a second place, probably soon to be third place console. Because let's face it, the Nintendo Switch is going crazy. It's selling like wildfire. And it will definitely, if you ask me, overtake the Wii U by the end of the year. And it will probably overtake the Xbox One in its second year. Now, that's just a weird prediction. It's not entirely relevant to the video, but it is slightly. That's why I threw it in there. But the fact is that Microsoft have nothing huge, nothing major, or with the exception of Forza. And again, that's really just a yearly installment. But I hear Forza is very good if you're into racing games. I hear it's probably the best one out there. It's not a game for me. I don't like racing games, with the exception of Mario Kart and maybe Rock and Roll Racing. But the point is, Microsoft are going to have a really, really bad year. And when you factor in, let's look at it from a consumer's point of view, okay? Actually, before we look at it in the regular consumer's point of view, let me look at it from my point of view. Now, back in the previous gen, I was a big Xbox 360 fan. It was my main platform at the time, my main console platform at least. All my games were on there, and I was originally planning on having Xbox One as my main platform. Then in the run up to it, we found out that the PS4 would be a bit more capable, a bit more powerful, and that generally became our preferred, well, my and my friends' preferred console platform of choice. And when you look at that, and everything that's happening and all the multiplats have been bought on either PC or PS4 in my case, with very few of them on Xbox One, let me give you another example of how this has affected it. Not further back, because that'll come in to way more detail later, but let's look at it from the 2017 point of view. I've bought one game on my Xbox in 2017. I haven't even played that game. And technically, I didn't even buy that on my Xbox, because that game is a Windows 10 cross-play game. And I bought it specifically to play on my PC. I just happened to get an Xbox copy because of it. That game, of course, is Halo Wars 2. Again, a game that came out in February, but I still haven't played yet. So you see what I'm saying when it comes to that. A game that came out in February that I only got an Xbox One copy because it came free, essentially, bundled with my PC copy. Now, at the same time, I do still play my Xbox a lot. I play Halo 5 almost every day, and I've been streaming the Master Chief Collection. I've done Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST over the last couple of weeks, so naturally I am still playing my Xbox, which is still a good thing for Microsoft. But Microsoft is in second place in the console war. They're losing pretty badly at this point. I don't think they're losing completely. They're definitely not losing out, but they're like a significant chunk behind. Microsoft have roughly about 30 million Xbox One family consoles sold. I say that because of the Xbox One S as well. And by comparison, Sony have about 70 million PlayStation 4s, be it PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, or PlayStation 4 Slim. They've got about 70 million. So that's over twice as much. We'll call it twice as much just because of a little bit of estimation in there based on like maybe 1 million here or there, a couple of 100,000 here or there. But the point is, why this is a big deal and why this is hurting the Xbox side of it, especially this year alone, is the Xbox, what it has to offer is very, very minimal this year. Not just in new games. Now, the games that they are offering, frankly, most of them don't look very good if you ask me. A lot of the stuff that was shown off during the Microsoft E3 press conference was pretty bad, if you ask me. It was a majority of stuff that I wouldn't play anyway. And the one or two things I would play, I'd play on PC, because Metro Exodus is going to be nowhere near as good on any console as it is on my PC. Anyway, I've delayed a bit too much on it, so let's get back to the bit I actually want to talk about. What this has to offer a general consumer and why it's so bad from that aspect of it. Because when, like I mentioned a second ago, when you look at all the games, the new upcoming games this year that Microsoft has that Sony doesn't have, I'm even going to include games that are coming out on PC, because pretty much all the Microsoft Xbox games are coming out on PC now. But the point is that what Microsoft has to offer from I'm not going to say exclusive side of it, but from a non-Sony side of it, is very weak as it is. I think I said earlier in the video as well, but Crackdown 3 looks like absolute shit. And moving away from the non-Sony related stuff or non-Nintendo related stuff, Microsoft, when it comes to third parties, they have the majority of support, just like, say, the PlayStation would. They obviously have significantly better support than the Nintendo side of it does, but here's where it comes key, okay? First off, there are far more exclusive games on the PlayStation, even from third parties. There's loads of them out there that you can't get anywhere. Or, well, I should say you can't get on the Microsoft platform. Let's take a quick look at Persona 5, for example, a game I am massively fond of, a game that has massive critical acclaim, and a game that has done pretty damn well in sales, exclusively on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. It's not on PC yet. There are talks of it coming there, but it's not anywhere found on the Xbox. There's a bunch of other games as well. You don't need me to list them off. You can just look at any PlayStation section on any website that sells games. You will see a huge list of third-party games that don't come to PC, Xbox, or Nintendo. The key one there, of course, being they're not on the Xbox. So not only is there lack of first party games, especially this year from the Xbox side of it, there's lack of an extra exclusive third party deal, or whatever you want to call it, that I just described. And not only on top of that, now this bit is subjective by how many people it actually affects, but for the same money, based on a PlayStation 4 Slim and an Xbox One S, you get less quality performance. You get lower performance in 99% of your games. There's something like 2 games that run better on Xbox than they do on PlayStation, even on base hardware for both units. And that's pretty bad, because it's what they're offering and the price they're offering for it doesn't help Microsoft, as well as all the other crap we just covered. It's pretty bad from Microsoft. I don't think it's doom and gloom. I don't think Microsoft are going to be shutting down, or, well, not shutting down, but I don't think they'll be shutting down the Xbox console division anytime soon. I don't think they're going to be pulling out of the console market anytime soon. But this year is going to be pretty bad, and hopefully Microsoft have said in the past, over the last couple of months, specifically because E3 was pretty damn weak for them, they have specifically said that they have a lot of stuff, a lot of strong first party stuff in the works, but it's 2 or 3 years out. Hopefully, that kind of stuff finally starts materializing at the end of 2018, or 2019 might even be too late at that point, because they could just be, I won't say dead in the water, but they could just be floundering around at that point, and that's something that no one wants to see. Meanwhile, I'll still be buying an Xbox One X, but I still have no more plans to buy any additional Xbox One games this year, or even any additional Xbox cross-play games this year, because there's just nothing coming out from the Microsoft side of it that actually interests me. And that's a pretty bad thing for most consumers, and it's definitely a bad thing for me. And I think it goes without saying that I still won't be buying Crackdown 3 next year, or whenever it comes out, if it ever even comes out. I doubt it will get cancelled. It's too big of a deal at this point to be cancelled, and it would hurt Microsoft far too much if they actually cancelled it. But who knows? I didn't think they'd cancel Scalebound originally, even though that did nothing for me. But, well, who knows? This is a pretty volatile market we live in. So let me know in the comment section below, how much do you think this delay of Crackdown 3 is going to affect Xbox in 2017? Do you think everything I've said is valid? Do you think what Microsoft has to offer just isn't enough? Or do you think they can get by? Because don't forget, they are still significantly behind in second place for this console war. Let me know your opinion on where the Xbox is, especially in 2017, their upcoming lineup of games, both first, second, well, that's not really both, but first, second, and third party, as well as anything to do with the delay and your possible purchase decisions of an Xbox One, an Xbox One, well, it would be an Xbox One S or an Xbox One X, as well as Crackdown 3. Let me know anything to do with that in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the rest of the videos in my channel.